what I want. Campus connection, tell me what I want. Campus connection, that's a one bank campus. Young people are got hard bank campus. Come on, tell me what I want. Campus connection, tell me what I want. I want to know everything, got to get your interviews. Yeah, where them a tell you education news. Sit down and listen up, nothing. Plus, you know them doing something for you. Word of the day, that I something for you. Bread of life, that I know my food. Plus, man, I bust a tune, bust a campus tune. Now make it go and bounce in my room. Cause I that I go on campus. We are carried a lot on campus. Come on, tell me what one. Campus connection, yeah, that's a one. Campus connection, that's a one on campus. Young people are hard on campus. Oh, that's a one. Campus connection.
Hey, 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 hey. You are inside Campus Connection, and I am Stevenson Samuels, and this program was designed for all things school, okay? All things school. And in addition, it's designed for young people that they need to know or even need to tell us, hey, let me say welcome to you. If you are new around here, it is always a pleasure to share with you each and every week in this capacity as host. And I am normally not alone. And so we know that Floyd, I will give him a little break if he says something a little later. You understand? So, very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us inside another episode of Campus Connection. And seeing it is a new week, we know every hour, every day, and every week there is something newsworthy. And as new information arises, we are here to connect you with those who have the information. So today, coming up in the program, we will be having the bread of life. You know that already. That's our special feature where we do a bit of reflection. And then education news and bulletin with our new student partner for the month of May, Vanessa Faulkner. And she's head girl at the Magate High School. And also we will be having Campus Tune. Do you know how to spell tune? Okay. Is that C-H-U-N-E or C-H-O-O-N? Maybe you need to tell me, all right? And if you're on Facebook, you can go and just tell me that right now and I'll be able to see. Or maybe you can link us by WhatsApp and let me see what's going on, okay? And in our Let's Talk About It segment, it's all about Post-Champs 21! Yeah, Post-Champs 21. We will connect with the winner of this year's event. Wow! Head coach of sprints at the Jamaica College, that's Neil Harrison, and team captain Javon Blake. Yeah, as well as coach of the Edwin Allen High School. Hey, you got to tell your friends to watch this episode. Michael Dyke will be on. Yeah, and we will also have Keith Wellington. Keith is a president of ISA, and he will also be, look here now, man, this is going to be an evening, you know, everybody have to tune in, all right? Those who love sports and those who don't love sports. I think my Magate High girl told me the other day that she's not a sports girl, you know, but look at and see she don't love sports by the end of this program. Also to come this evening inside the show is our testimonial feature called I Chose Christ, You Should Too, where a student will encourage other students to choose Christ too, because they did. That's right. Hey, be sure to stay connected with us all evening. This is our Post-Champs show, and we invite you to connect with us on our WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125. Right. We are also live on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to connect with us. So remember now that our WhatsApp line is 876-997-3125. And you can also engage us on Facebook and YouTube. But right now, my friends, we will take a break. We'll be right back.
Young people are got on campus. Oh Lord, that's a one campus connection. Oh na na na. Let me tell you,
I'm looking for a new pizza joint with that perfect crust. My car needs a bit of a tune-up, and my pregnant wife needs something from the pharmacy. So I turned to the printed yellow directory, and in an instant, the pizzas are ordered, the oil change is booked, and the thing that I'm not allowed to say out loud has been purchased for my wife. Problem solved. When you need something quick, do yourself a favor. Flip through the printed yellow directory. Stop searching, start finding. Yellow, we know local.
Life comes at you fast and it can hit hard. Apply for the Credit Union Prepaid MasterCard from CNWJ with chip and PIN protection. Need a card with a personal line of credit for emergencies? We have that. Need a card you can use to shop online for that must-have item? We have that. The community and workers of Jamaica Prepaid MasterCard. All the convenience of a MasterCard. Discover the benefits of belonging.
campus. Young people are got on campus. Oh Lord, that's a one campus connection. Oh na na na. Let me tell you, I love it. I love it.
That's right. You are right inside Campus Connection here on Love 101 FM. And you know my name. I am Stevenson Samuels. And you will be hearing from Floyd. Trust me. But we are easy off, you know. It's now time for the bread of life. The bread of life is brought to us today by Jamar Williams. And Jamar is, guess what? He is the deputy head boy at the Magotty High School. Hello, Jamar. How are you doing, my brother?
Yes, good evening. I am well, thank you. And you?
Wonderful. I'm fine. I'm fine, my brother. And so we're going to ask you to share your thoughts and reflection at this time. Go right ahead.
Yes, thank you. Today I want to take a scripture. I want to focus on the scripture, Job 1, verse 20 to 22. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped and said, Naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked I shall return thither. The Lord gave and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolish. This evening, as we look at the story of Job, we will meet a man who had the bottom fall out of his life. The title of our message today is Choosing Faith in the Midst of Adversity. In one way or another, we all know adversity. When we go through life, we experience hard times and difficulties. They seem to be acting against you. They take you in a direction you would rather not go, and they most definitely seem to be opposed to your interests. I am convicted that God wants to teach us something today through the life of Job. Even though Job was an upright man in the sight of the Lord, he still went through adversity. His children died. He lost his house, his livestock, and even his wife was against him. And he still chose to have faith in God. What are our options in the midst of out-of-control suffering? On one hand, we could reject God, or on the other hand, we could trust the being in all creation that remains in control above all evil and all suffering. Though suffering doesn't make sense, and our faith in the midst of suffering seems to make even less sense, but through Job's example, placing your life in the hands of God, who can take care of you, is ultimately the only logical action a person can ever take. Job was wise enough to know that God had controlled the good days and the successes of his life. Just as surely, God was now controlling the bad days. Beyond that, Job learned a lesson that must be remembered in a time of suffering. Nothing about your present circumstances, be they good or bad, have changed the first thing about the nature of God. God is still the same today, just as he was yesterday, and he will be the same tomorrow. That God is always worthy of praise in the midst of the worst of it all. When he knew so little had seemed secure, Job hung on to one truth. I know that my Redeemer lives, and in the end he will stand upon the earth. Though he didn't know it yet, Joel was on his way to the most intimate encounter with God that he had ever had in his lifetime. Through the season of suffering that had fallen upon him, he was starting a short journey that would lead his greatest understanding of who God was. The road of suffering was the only road that would lead him to a more intimate encounter with God. Again, we should follow Job's example and choose faith in the midst of our suffering. I just want to be a short word of prayer. Let us pray. Most righteous and tender loving Father, again we come to you, not because we are worthy, but because you are willing to accept us. Lord, I ask of you to provide strength for those in the midst of adversity. Those who don't know what to do, I ask you, Father, to help them, to hold on to faith, to choose you, and to trust that you are the author and finisher of our faith. For the plans that I have for us, Lord, that are not of good and not of evil. And I ask you to help us to trust in those plans. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. These are
Yes. Thank you very much, my brother. Very good hearing from you, my friend. Is it Jamar? Yes. And Jamar, what are you doing at Magati?
I'm currently studying sciences.
Sciences. Oh, wow, that's nice. And what are you wanting to do with those subjects?
Well, I recently got accepted to use and I want to pursue environmental science.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. And what makes you select Job for this evening?
I know that even this time, even though corona is going on, other struggles have been going on to other people's lives. And
Mhm.
people around me are not just want to use this encourage this opportunity to encourage not only those around me, but maybe someone out there, maybe feel like they will be giving up, or they feel like they are independent. I just want to give them a little motivation.
Very good, very good. Well, keep on trusting in God, Jamar. I'm very impressed with the very controlled way in which you presented this evening, and I hope that we can hear from you again sometime soon. All right?
Yes, sir. I would like
Thank
that.
you very much. Thank you. That was Jamar Williams. He's the deputy head boy at the Magati High School. And now for the real big man. But before, just remember that coming up in our main segment, this is going to be the bestest program for the big man that I'm introducing. Because we're going to do all things Champs 2021 with champions Jamaica College, not Calabar, but Jamaica College and the Edwin Allen High School. We're live on Facebook. Remember now, we're live on Facebook and live on YouTube. So you can join or connect us there. Give your comments. Hey, we want to just hear from you. Give your comments. Make we know what go on. Because the real big man is going to take on the thing. He's right here with us. Come in, big man. The big man, Floyd Wilson.
Rev, yeah, it's not Calabar. It's not the previous 7-time consecutive, champions Calabar this time around. But our friends from Jamaica College here on Hope Road. So congratulations to Jamaica College and Edwin Allen, champions this year in the Champs 2021, and what a champs it was. And so we're definitely looking forward to joining those persons. Well, Rev, it's a brand new week. So, as usual, we have some brand new stories as usual. And we're going to be going into our education news. And our bulletin, our education news, is brought to us by our student partner for the month of May. That's Vanessa Faulkner. We just had the deputy head boy from Magati High, and now we're going to be having the head girl from Magati High, Vanessa Faulkner, share with us. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome to Campus Connection.
More.
We're connecting, and it's great linking up with our friends there in St. Elizabeth. Vanessa, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Oh, great having you again, Vanessa. Go right ahead and share for us.
Okay. Hi, welcome to Education News here inside Campus Connection. I am Vanessa Faulkner. Having recognized that parental involvement is crucial to achieving this goal, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, through the National Parenting Support Commission, NPSC, is rolling out a literacy program for parents so they can, in turn, impart the literacy skills learned to their children. Following the successful pilot of the literacy program for parents in 2017, dubbed Literacy is a Family Experience in Schools in St. Elizabeth, the Commission is now rolling out the program in 6 other parishes. The initiative, which is expected to get underway, will now incorporate schools in Manchester, Hanover, St. James, Westmoreland, St. Anne, and Trelawney. The NPSC's Parent Place initiative is described as a one-stop shop for parenting information, skills training, and support on effective parenting. It offers what is described as 21st century parenting through quality information and referrals, access to parenting resource and workshops. Regardless of the pandemic, ISA Boys and Girls Athletic Championship went on, and Jamaica College JC have won the 2021 ISA Grace Kennedy Boys Athletic Championship, their first title since 2011. Trailing 2019 champions, Kingston College, by 7.5 points, heading into the final day on Saturday. The Neil Harrison coach, JC, made up the deficit that once they surge into the lead, never give up on their advantage to win. With a total of 328.5 points, KC was placed second with 313 points, while Calabar High finished third with 241.5 points. Edwin Allen High School won their 7th straight girls title and their 8th overall with a total of 340 points. St. Drago High finished second with 309.5 points, while Hydel High School placed third with 301.5 points. It's now time for Campus Bulletin. Mark your calendars because ISCF and UCCF National Rally 2021 is only 4 days away. Rally will be on Saturday, May 22nd, 2021. Conference is at 10 a.m. and open mic is at 6:30 p.m. The conference will have discussions like how to know what career to choose, how to study the scriptures as an investigator, what does being a Christ-like follower looks like online, and so much more. So ensure you tell a friend to tell another friend to be there. Stay tuned to ISCF, UCCF on social media for more details. And that's all the news and bulletin we have for you today inside Education News and Bulletin this week. Be sure to tune in next week for more news updates. I am Vanessa Faulkner.
That's right, Vanessa Faulkner right there giving us the education news and bulletin for today. Thank you very much, Vanessa. That's right, Vanessa, indeed. She is the head girl at the Magati High School. So there you have it, education news by Vanessa Faulkner, our student partner inside Education News for the entire month of May.
Yeah, really great having Vanessa with us, and look forward to having her with us for the rest of the month of May. Well, now it's time for our campus tune for the week, and that's where we drop a song we believe is buzzing amongst our young people and our campus sites. And this tune is no different. This tune this week is by Noel Willis, and it also features Marian Hall. And this one is called Can't Catch Me Again. Listen to this one.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Yeah, that one there. You can't catch me again. A new twist and a very, traditional song by Noel Willis Jr. and Marian Hall. Really loving that one, Pastor Sam. What you thought about that one, being a music man yourself?
Well, very interesting. And even more interesting for me is the persons who are performing, Noel Willis Jr. and Marianne Hall. That's a very interesting collaboration. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah. And thank God for the ministry of Marian Hall, you know. Yes, Rev. So I guess it's time for Let's Talk About It segment, Rev. And we have some big things to talk about this evening. Definitely looking forward to that. Pastor Sam, we're going to be having some great guests online with us. So you can take us into our Let's Talk About It segment right now. So we know that the biggest and the most popular athletics competition in Jamaica, CHAMPS, is a nationwide team competition amongst the high school teams, consisting of athletes aged 10 to 19. But it's more than that. Most importantly, it's 5 days of general excitement. You know, the high schools are buzzing anytime CHAMPS is around. And from the pages of the biggest newspaper, the 5 days of live broadcasts took place on national TV. You usually have full grandstands, 35,000 people packed in the national stadium, and every single person in this country seemed to have their favorite team that they cheer for. They come out in their colors with their vuvuzelas, and they're cheering on their team with full of passion. But it was a little bit different this year, Pastor Sam. The annual CHAMPS was different this year, You want to tell us how it was this year? Pastor Sam, we're not hearing you. I think Pastor Sam experienced a little bit of difficulty there. We're going to be joining him shortly. As I said, normally CHAMPS is this, grand coming together of over 35,000 people there in the national stadium. But the annual championship was cancelled last year amidst the global coronavirus outbreak. So while the championships, has not been held for various reasons in the past, 2020 was the first time in the 111th year history that this event was cancelled because of public health concerns. The 5-day spectacle, which normally attracts tens of thousands of spectators, many from overseas, was held without spectators last Tuesday to Sunday rather. And, it was a wonderful time. It was great to have the athletes out. And so today we're going to be having a chit chat, and we're going to be talking about all things CHAMPS 2021. And this is our post-CHAMPS coverage. Yes, indeed. And we have some wonderful people online to tell us about the CHAMPS Experience 2021. We have Jamaica College's, head coach with us, Mr. Neil Harrison. Welcome, Mr. Harrison. We also have the team captain, Mr. Javon Blake, as well as the coach of the Edward Highland High School, Mr. Michael Dyke. And we also have Mr. Keith Wellington, the president of ISA. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to Campus Connections.
Thank you very much, and good evening.
Yes, indeed. So let me start off with just the student amongst our midst. I want to start off with Javon. Javon, are you online with us? I guess
Oh,
Javon
yes,
is
sir.
not there. Okay, great, great, great. So Javon, being as student captain, you've done all the work, and you went through 2020. Champs was cancelled. 2021, after much delayed, the go ahead was given. Champs was held. Describe for me the feeling of being champions after the shutdown in 2021. How does it feel to be the champions of the boys championship for 2021? Share a little bit about, describe the emotions you're going through right now.
I'm sorry about that. I was just having some Wi-Fi issues. But I heard the question. So the win for us has it has definitely been water in the desert. Necessarily, we ended a drought, and for me, I'm all about winning. So winning for me did not come strange. It doesn't feel new, but the Jamaica College family is very happy. We're proud of ourselves, and we're just happy, honestly.
Excellent, excellent. I'm proud of you guys. You guys worked hard, and the hard work has paid off, and you guys are well deserved. You fought hard, and you guys were eventually the champions. Mr. Dyke, you are the coach of the girls champions there at Edwin Hallin High School. Tell us a little bit about how you feel about being champions once again. Mr. Dyke, I think we're connecting back with
Right.
him.
It seems as if he's not on with us. But I think Mr. Wellington is. Am I correct? Sir Wellington?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Sir Wellington.
Yeah, man, same here. Good evening.
Time I'm seeing you on television. You have to say about Champs 2021, Sir Wellington. What would?
Well, I'm losing you, but I think you're asking me about Champs. What would I say about Champs?
Yes, Sir Wellington.
Right. Well, obviously for us, we are really elated that we were able to get Champs going and to get it off the ground. By all accounts, it appears as if we were able to satisfy a lot of our stakeholders, and we ourselves we are very pleased that we seem to have been able to have a relatively incident-free champs, and that our student athletes got the opportunity that we really think that they deserved. We are also thankful that we are thankful that we got all the support from the various agencies, the various stakeholders who felt that this was something that needed to be done and played their part in ensuring that it was done safely.
Yes. Sir Wellington, there was a time there it looked like the champs, possibly it wouldn't have happened again this year. Probably we're not in the background, seeing what Issa is going through, but just tell us a little bit about how you guys process that, whether or not to go ahead with champs, and what made you guys decide to finally go ahead with it.
Well, I think that we recognized from early, I would say from maybe last October, we recognized that things would not be where we would consider it ideal. However, we took a conscious decision that whatever opportunity presented itself, we would want to ensure that we give our student athletes the opportunity to participate, because you would want to recall that Champs was not held last year, and therefore they were the first group of student athletes who were affected by the pandemic. It was very sudden. We felt that if we had to go 2 years without these athletes being able to participate at Champs, it would create not just significant psychological loss, but actual tangible opportunities would be lost to many of them. So we took the decision that we knew it was going to be challenging, but we would fight to see what we could do once we deemed that it was safe to do so, and our key stakeholders were willing to support us. So leading up to March, April, we recognize as well that the country was in a crisis where COVID was concerned, but we also recognize that there was an opportunity where if everyone came out and supported and we did what we ought to do in the right way, then there was some opportunity for us to do champs, albeit in a modified way. But nonetheless, we felt that we needed to face our challenges, and hence we took up that challenge.
Excellent, excellent. I can just I can't just imagine, you know, the musing of the Issa, you know, in the midst of everything, whether or not to go ahead, and you guys finally decided to go ahead, and I'm sure that the student athletes really, really appreciate that. I want to ask the coaches in our midst. I don't know if Mr. Dyke is back or Mr. Harrison is still back online with us, but you know, coaching itself when there's no COVID is difficult, and preparing athletes, you know, is difficult without COVID. But you know, now you had COVID. Tell us a bit about the preparation for this season. What did you guys have to do, you know, differently, you know, to really prepare the students for this championship this year, so you could take it home? Mr. Harrison, you want to take that first?
Good evening, and thanks for having me. I think for the entire season, the methodology of training remained the same. What was definitely different is the protocol that you have to utilize in order to keep the athletes safe. And so we created a bubble with the team to ensure that we can keep them as safe as possible. This, I think, worked to our advantage.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about how that bubble worked. How did you create that bubble?
Pretty much what we did was we could not actually have the numbers that we would like to have, because in terms of the space to for a large number, that it was not easily done. And so what we did was to evaluate the team, the quality of the team, and to choose individual who we think would be finalists. And it was a very structured thing from the coaching and management staff, and I think we bear some fruit from it.
Wow, Rev.
Yeah.
I can't begin to imagine all of the different things that, you know, have to go into preparing. Maybe Coach Harrison, give us an idea. How big is the team? How many members are a part of the team, this championship team?
Including management staff, we have 84.
So it was 84 persons in all.
Right.
What would the numbers normally be? That sounds like it's lower than normal.
No, it's pretty much around the same, because in total, where athletes is concerned, is approximately about 70, and then the coaches and the management staff would complement the other 14.
But my understanding, are you here, Mr. Harrison?
I'm hearing you quite clear.
Yeah, my understanding though, from what you said earlier, is that you made a selection of those who looked as if they were going to, you know, do finals, and you kept those together in the bubble. Am I correct?
Yes.
So that means that you would have to leave out some of them.
Yes, because it is difficult to, generally you'd have
Watching with us?
over 150 athletes are training. To find the basic.
I think we are. I think he's back with us.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, he's back
with us. You know, go ahead.
No, I am saying generally our training squad for the season would have been 150, and by the time you reach January,
I guess he's going to say, Rev,
Would
that
be selecting the core group for champs.
okay.
To facilitate 150 athletes at what we have, and then select 150 to ensure that we have a group of boys who will help us to win the championship.
Yes. Okay, so that's how you break it down. I'm gonna maybe ask a question now of Javon, the team captain. Javon, are you still with us? So as team captain, give us a little understanding, Javon, of what the responsibilities of the team captain entail. So as the captain, I guess you are there to be a motivator, to be a leader amongst the group. Tell us about the role that you played as team captain there at Jamaica College.
You're definitely right. So we established a bubble. We needed guardians. We needed a guardian. We had a guardian. We have a coach. We also needed a few captains to step up and to actually monitor the boys, to press on with them, because it was really difficult getting all of them to focus at the same time while I'm keeping them motivated. So being the captain, we have to ensure that they're getting proper rest necessarily. We had to travel to school a lot, food, just keeping them in check mostly.
Yes. So tell me something, Javon, in terms of, I know you're going to tell me yes, but tell me, did you guys expect to win this year?
Without a doubt, sir. It had been one of our greatest. It was just a big prediction for us. We had predicted it since last year. We were willing to go for it last year as well. We wanted it, and we just knew that if we went out there with a strong enough team, with everybody being healthy and focused, that we would take it. And so said, so done.
Yeah. What about your coach? Were you guys, the favorites going in? Did you guys know that this was in the bag, or, you were just trying to give it your best?
Can you repeat
We were
that, sir?
quite confident. we were quite confident, and what put the icing on the cake for us was corporate era championship, because we lost to KC by 19 points. They scored 60 points in class 4. We scored 27. We didn't have a full complement of class 4 at the championship, at the corporate era championship. It's simply because parents would not allow the baby, so to speak, to participate. And so we had to use what we have. And so with 60 points from KC and 27 from JC in class 4, and they only come out at 19 points, we knew from then that this would be a year for Jamaica College.
Okay.
I have a question for Sir Harrison. Are you hearing me again, Sir Harrison?
You sound a little bit low, though.
Yeah.
Reb, before you ask the question, let me just remind our listeners that they're tuning to Campus Connection right now, and they can share their comments on our Facebook page or YouTube right now. I see Mrs. R saying True Blue right there on our YouTube page. They can also send voicemails and WhatsApp messages to our WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125. If you want to call, if you want to send a WhatsApp message, you want a voice note and big up your team, we can do so right now. Go ahead, Rev.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what would somebody like a coach, especially a head coach, do to position the team to win? JC hasn't won for a long time, so it cannot be buck up. It had to be something intentional. What did you do differently, Sir Harrison?
Well, I can remember my first
Harrison, you still with us?
day at Jamaica. I am giving him 3 from year one. I look at the complexion of the team. I look where the gaps were, and we put plans.
I'm not hearing him. I'm not hearing
He's kind of he's going in and out.
If you know the history of Jamaica College at the CHAMPS, over the past 6 years, we have not been very dominant in the sprints. On the Saturdays, the distance and the jumps would be carrying the workload. And
I'm
so
not hearing you.
definitely that was one of our objectives, to ensure that we are strong within those areas, so that all areas of discipline would be able to have a full complement come Saturday. We also
Yes.
have another strategy that we put in place, but I prefer to keep this one a secret.
So Rev, Coach Harrison said that he looked at where, there were weaknesses, in the past, and they looked to strengthen those areas. So they had a complete team. So I get a sense that, that's what they try to do. They try to pick up points in as many areas as possible. So, we're really looking forward to that, to see what they see with, hats off to you, Coach, putting in that strategy in place. And it also really worked out for you guys. Is Mr. Wellington, are you still with us? All right, I think we're going to get back to Mr. Wellington shortly. But let me talk back to Javon a little bit. Javon, you with us?
Oh, yes, sir.
So take us now, Javon. It's Saturday. You guys have, won now. What is it like? What is the attitude like in the camp? Knowing that you guys are the champion for 2021.
Before or after we won, or leading up to and after?
Like after you won. What was it feeling like after you won?
We were there. I was in awe. I had been on the Jamaica College track team for 5 years now, and we've been coming third consecutively. And for me to win as a captain, I was speechless. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. For everybody else, it was just absolutely crazy. Everybody was hyped. Everybody was jumping up. I couldn't have matched their energy, but I felt it, and we knew what it felt like to be champions finally.
Yeah. A thrilling experience.
Thrilling
We have
indeed.
Mr. Wellington back with us.
Yes.
Yeah, Sir Wellington, my question to you is about, the kind of interplay and relationship between a sports entity and the governmental powers that be. How do you think that enough support, backative is there for what ISA is doing at this point in time, whether it be for CHAMPS or for the other sports that you are involved in?
First of all, I don't think I got the chance to say congratulations to Javon and the JC team. I would have said it to Coach Harrison already, but let me just commend the captain Blake and the rest of the JC team for a splendid performance, and I know they brought real joy to their school family as well as their immediate families. The truth is, even under normal circumstances, I don't think that we get enough support. There may be issues as to whether or not there are enough resources available to support ISA and other sporting bodies. But I think in this instance, I think once we got the approval, I would be unfair to say we didn't get a lot of support from the government agencies. But I think generally it's a difficult situation for us. We don't get as much support as we need to operate properly. But nonetheless, I think that we have done a good job with our mandate. But we continue to ask for whatever support we can get from wherever, including from the government, in terms of trying to understand how much this does for the youth population.
Yeah. So as we go forward, then, Sir Harrison, tell me. No, not Sir Harrison, Sir Wellington. Much apologies. As you go forward, ISA, for the remainder of the school year, what can we expect from ISA? Anything coming up?
Well, for this school year, it is unlikely. As you know, the school year comes to an end of June, early July. Our students or our senior students have exams in another 3 weeks, so it's unlikely that we're not going to have any other sporting competitions. But we will continue to plan for the new school year. We are hopeful that we will be able to offer competitions in all our various sports during the 2021-22 school year. So the planning and preparation will begin right now.
Yeah, let me ask you one more question from me before you come in, Floyd. Because I watch you on TV and all of that. As I say, you seem to be a superstar in Jamaica today, and I wonder sometimes, how do you create the balance between you as an official executive principal in Jamaica and the ISA chairman? I don't know how you do it. How do you manage this? I've always been interested in that question.
For me, it's a question that I've been asked many times. I'm starting from high school, college. When I interviewed for the job of principal at States, it was asked, how are you going to manage your job as principal as well as your responsibility with sports? But for me, sports has always been an important part of my life. It's the thing that I do. It's the thing that I do for relaxation. It's the thing that I love most outside of my family. So I am committed to it, so I try my best. I make time for it. Luckily, I have a wife and son who also love sports, so I have an excuse that is acceptable when I'm missing sometimes. But it's something that I love doing and I'm committed to. So yes, it's challenging, but I'll survive.
Yeah, very good. Congratulations, man. I respect your engagement in the two areas of life very much.
Well done to you and the team.
Thank you.
I want to ask Coach Harrison a question. So, no, Coach, we're talking about winning and sports. I have long believed though that sports, there are certain life lessons that you really get out of it. For you, Coach, being with these young men and training them, what is it that you want to see happen in these young men outside of them being champions? As a coach, what do you aim to really bring out of these young men in your role as a coach?
Pretty much it's not just about sports or athletics per se. They are students first and athletes after, and so you'd want students to be optimally rounded. They too, apart from champs, they too have their own goals and their own objective. And so when you are a coach of a group of boys, you play a multiplicity role. You're a father, you're a big brother, you're an uncle, and we are very close to them, and things that they would even not share with their family, they would share with us. And so we are role models, and we mentor them as best as possible in order to achieve their desired goals and objective. And I have a passion for this, and I just enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I heard different roles coming out there, Coach. You mentioned coach, but father, a mentor, teacher, motivator, all these things, coming out as the coach. Javon, I want to talk to you from a student perspective. So you are at Jamaica
Yes, sir, go on
College,
ahead.
you're a student, and you are involved with athletics. Tell us a little bit for you. For you, are there any benefits with being a student and being an athlete at the same time? What benefits, have you derived from being both a student and an athlete?
I've been praised too much for for what I've done, for how I've been able to balance track and school. Track has definitely made me a lot more focused and a good time manager necessarily. If you're serious about excelling in both, then you'll find a way to manage your time. It helps you to be structured, honestly. Not only that, it helps you to speak out. There was a time that I didn't have like the voice to like come here and to speak like this to everybody because I was not confident about myself. So these are the things that students develop from doing both school and academics. It is hard, I admit that, but it has a lot of benefits, scholarships and all that. So if a student is really into it, they will do it.
Great, excellent. Guys, a limit for you, Javon. And let
Thank
me
you,
just
sir.
join in, just saying congrats to you and the team again. I think Mr. Wellington is still with us, the Easter boss there. I want to ask Mr. Wellington, sports on a whole, plays a very important role in the development of our young people. 2020, 2021 has really been a difficult year. For you, looking forward, what role do you want to see, sports play, in our high schools going forward? How do you want to see sport develop in our schools, 2021 and beyond?
Well, I think that we are so talented, our young people are so talented in the various sports that I would want to see them recognize, not just them, the athletes, but those around them recognize how much their talents can do for them in terms of their social development, their physical development, their economic and academic development. I would want to see that recognition being enhanced, and we use sports. People are amazed that we were able to stay champs and to do so successfully. But the truth is that Jamaica is what? Third ranked in the world where track and field is concerned. So if you are of 200 and odd nations, you are in the top 3 or top 5, right? And you can't execute something extraordinary. It means that we don't understand how good we are. And I'm saying that for sports at high school level, students have the most opportunity to participate in various sports. We don't have academies. We have a lot of academies in Jamaica. So school sports is where it really is. And I think that a lot of emphasis should be placed developing our talents in high school. The support needs to come from the government agencies, from all the different agencies that are responsible for youth development. That is what I would like to see happening in sports as we go forward. Because it's not just about kids running up and down on a field with a ball or running around wildly. It's actually an activity that can make us better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well said, well said.
Yes, and Andrea Hewitt Brown is saying, big up to JC. Nice.
We also want to pick up Edwin Allen, the girl champions. I'm sorry that we couldn't be joined by Mr. Dyke, but Mr. Dyke, we welcome you to come on to the program and to share, those with the girls. And I would say congratulations again to Edwin Allen and all the girls' schools who participated so admirable last weekend.
That's right.
So if I give you the final word, final question, I see I have a final question for our guest.
Well, I wanted to ask my captain, what next for the future for him? Where are you going? Where do you intend to take this?
I haven't made any big decisions. Initially, I started track. My success in track is really a blessing. I didn't even know I had it. Coach just saw me at a sports day, and he was like, you know what, you can run, just come run. So I didn't put anything forward for myself necessarily. I just like open doors and I leave a lot of them open to walk through any of them. I haven't made any decisions in universities yet. I have another year to come back. I have so many opportunities. I have so much different routes to take. I'm taking my time to go through all of them. I don't know if I want to become a professional.
Very good. Excellent. And you're already on track to become a professional, my friend. Trust me, this I would like that what you have was on my CV. Okay, I would like my profile to be I was captain for the winning Manning Cups. Hey, say you're supposed to
a proud captain, sir.
Really, very, very good, and I'm proud of you, Mr. Harrison. Do you see JC winning next year again and beat the boy them from KC and Calabar and all of them? What is it you're up to for next year?
Before I answer that question, I'd just like to use this opportunity to say thanks to Mr. Wellington and his team for being resilient, because had it not been for his hard work and dedication in terms and his persistence in having champs, JC would have not been champions today. So we lift our hats to you.
Absolutely.
And as it relates to to next year. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. JC have made a bold step. We have made our first step under the coach Neil Harrison, and it is our objective to continue along that path. And we are just hoping that this success will be a very motivating factor for the team, and they will be inspired and willing to continue along this trend.
Very good, very good, very good. Thank you very much, sir. Really do appreciate you all for the coming on and sharing on this program for us today.
Thank you.
Floyd.
Well said, Coach. Well said, Javon. Thank you so much, Mr. Wellington. Keep up the great work with Issa and there at Stets. God bless you guys, and look forward to another wonderful Champs 2022. All the best, guys, on the track and in your various endeavors.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. It's always a
blessings, blessings. All right, now it's time for our feature. I chose Christ, you should too. So definitely listen to this one and be blessed. You know, this is where a student will share with us their own testimony about choosing Christ and what the effects of that has been on their lives. Listen to this one.
Where the student them we are. Where the student we are. I want a one from campus.
Hello, good day. My name is Shavel Stewart, and I'm a student of Jamaica University College, presently studying music education. Well, the prime focus of what I really have to say today is that I chose Christ, and you should too. But I'm a musician, I'm a guitarist, I'm a drummer, I'm a bass guitarist, I'm a singer, I'm a percussionist, and so on and so forth. And this is my testimony. Whilst in high school, I used to sing a lot, and I wanted to be able to do more. I prayed and asked God to allow me to worship Him with no limitations any at all. And honestly, when you utter something to God and He hears what your heart has to say, it means so much. So I wanted to worship Him with no limitations. I felt limited, My voice was changing at the time. I used to sing so very high and so on, and I was not able to do it just as well. My voice was changing, and I said I wanted to worship Him with no limitations. Looking at it now, I love the saxophone. I always wanted to play the saxophone, and I prayed about it. I fasted about it. I asked God, can you teach me this instrument? And trust me, in just a few months, I found myself playing the instrument. God taught me in the nights. I stood up after coming from school and so on, stayed up in the nights, and I was practicing. And it was all about communicating with Christ and saying, God, I want to learn how to play this, I want to learn how to play that. And then I find it that I play this instrument, play that instrument, play this one and this one. And God has blessed me in that way. And when I realized that my gift is not just to play music, but to convey a message to people, to allow you to understand that God is great. So if I am given no limitations with my musical instruments to play and my voice, I'm going to use it to convey that wonderful gospel, that Jesus is an awesome, awesome, awesome person, that God is so very awesome. And that's what I really have to say to you. I chose Christ, so you should too. Why not? I chose Him. Choose Him too.
Where the student them we are. Where the
Hey, Rev. Big testimony that man.
Yeah, man. Big testimony from a big musician.
Yeah, man, I love it, man. I love it.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Well, we want to thank you for joining us inside this week's episode of Campus Connection. Thank you for making it Campus Connection.
Yes, definitely want to say a big thank you to our producer, Tony K. Brumfield. Shout out to you, Tony K. Thank you for your hard work. Also to Roshane Douglas for his technical support. We also want to thank Jamar Williams and Vanessa Partner. Jamar did the Bread of Life, and Vanessa did the Education News feature, respectively. And also to the 2021 ISA Boys and Girls Champions the Edwin Allen High School and Jamaica College. We want to say thank you also to Mr. Keith Wellington, president of the ISA, for sharing with us today, along with Coach Neil Harris and Javon Blake there from Jamaica College. Thank you guys so much for being with us.
Yes, and we want to say a big congratulations again to the Jamaica College for coming out on top of Boys Champs, and to Edwin Allen for coming out on top of Girls Champs. Listeners, please, until next week, do remember to stay safe, stay sanitized, and stay inside. I'm Stevenson Samuels.
I'm Floyd Wilson. God bless. Walk good.
We are carry the land from campus.